Hello and welcome back to DevDad Plays. Today we'll be playing Dune Awakening. This is a brand new game from Funcom and one of my favorite book series of all time. From what I've heard about this game so far, I will likely be playing a Mentat. I don't know, I just like their chant of "It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Sappho that thoughts acquire speed. The lips acquire stains. The stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion." Always struck me as somewhat superior to "I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain." Both are very interesting little mantras that Frank Herbert came up with when he created this. And I think they really demonstrate the kind of story he was going for. This loading screen is taking forever, so let's just fast forward until we get to the game, or at least the opening cinematic. At last, we're finally getting the opening cinematic, it seems.
I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. But it was the Navigators and their monopoly on space travel that set the conditions for the Imperium. But I am telling you of the universe you already know. Let me describe the one you do not. In this other universe, my mother, Lady Jessica, consort to Duke Leto Atreides, gave birth to a daughter, a girl they named Ariste. Because of her obedience to the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is trained as a truth-sayer. Because of that training, Lady Jessica was able to detect Dr. Yue's deception. Because of the forewarning of his betrayal, House Atreides survived the Battle of Arrakeen. Because of their survival, the Emperor declared a full-scale war of assassins. Because of the war, the Sardaukar were deployed to ensure spice shipments continued without interruption. Because of the Sardaukar, the Fremen were eradicated. There was no Muad'Dib, no Lisan al-Gaib, no Kwisatz Haderach. I see a universe where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. All my visions lead to horror, except this one. This one leads to you.
Interesting. So in this storyline, Paul Atreides was never born. I like it. I was under the impression that there was a way to play this solo. I guess not then. I guess it's time to bite the bullet and get on into the game then.
Approach, prisoner. Show yourself, child.
From what I've been told, this game's character creator is fairly extensive. But since this is for video, I'm just gonna do my basic character creation stuff and get on with it.
Have they told you what I am? Then I will sift your words for lies. Let's begin. Where were you born? A world of water, homeworld of the Atreides. The Order of the Imperium is rooted in the Farfreluches. A place for every man, and every man in his place. Where is your place?
You know, if you have to choose between being a servant or a noble, go with the noble.
Did you give bad advice? Or make a bad deal? To be close to power is to walk the knife's edge. You had a mentor in your youth, trained by one of the schools. Who was your mentor? You must have been very young. The mind must be prepared, or the training does not take. The test is almost complete. Have you spoken truth? Come here. Kneel. Put your hand in the box. I hold at your neck the Gomjabar, the high-handed enemy. Don't pull away or you will die. Great plots are afoot in the Imperium, and the currents of intrigue run deeply. Arrakis is the key, and the Fremen are missing. You will go to Arrakis as our agent, prisoner. You have one task. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. Everything depends on this. Do you understand?
And for some reason you can't say, could you say that again? I guess you get stabbed in the neck if that happens.
Good, you speak truth. But here is the rest of it. There is only one rule. Keep your hand in the box and live. Withdraw it and die. An animal would gnaw off its own hand to escape the pain. And we can only be served by humans. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. You will know when it is done.
So there I was, relaxing, watching Shrek, eating my peanuts. This scene reminds me of... But other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
You're wrong. It's just an off-world. No, not the Al-Shaheed Ahadi. No, Arista said it was just a dream. I agree, but she is almost Sayadina.
Well, this is definitely not the spaceport. Walking around like, oh, my stomach. Shouldn't have had the Taco Bell. Better than this poor guy. Looks like he had the chicken curry. So, you've landed on Arrakis. Now, what do you do? You know, normally I frown on stealing, but something tells me this guy doesn't need his backpack anymore. Ah, the ever-important crafting menu. Now to craft a knife. And it auto-equips. How convenient. Ah, I remember these from the books and movies. The atmosphere seals. Okay, to hydrate, you lick the flowers. Lovely. I just have to say, someone is going to be very upset with me when they come back to their cave. No way down? Well, you only live once. Well, that sounded like it hurt. If this follows the recipe that they used for Conan, Funcom's other large title, you get XP every time you pick anything up. So I'm just going to grab everything I can find. Bandages. Yes, those are quite important right now. With my character being almost dead, I think I'll heal as close to full as I can get. The climbing technique in this is very similar to the one they used in Conan, so that's an advantage. Yay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Boo, it's Arrakis. Well, I guess it's time to head out into the desert. Wish me luck, everyone. Or I may end up turning into sandworm poop.
So then, you're not quite dead. Now you will know a thing that few but the Fremen have seen. For many, the last thing they saw before they were slaughtered. Let us speak of our escape. Twin comets in the sky, a rebirth from fire and death, and a Sardaukar net closing around us. Your survival heralds interesting times, Offworlder.
You know, he wants to speak of escape, but we could have walked 5 feet and we'd have been outside the shield.
A portable rocket, I surmise, based on the damage. So you have Mentat training. Then compute your chances of survival without my help, and review whether the questions you're asking are useful. You found them, Offworlder. They stood watch over you while you slept. When the Sardaukar began their jihad, they hounded us across the desert. I am not Fremen, Offworlder, though I have been fortunate to know them, and to share their water and their customs. Some of my people were caught out by a passing wing of Sardaukar Thopters. All they could do was take refuge in the cave and be ready for the assault to come. The assault never came. The Sardaukar used ancient weapons to collapse the cave entrance.
Ah, so the area's been nuked, is what he's saying. I believe in this, they call them stone burners.
With damaged steel suits and dwindling supplies. We toiled for days to free them, digging until our fingers bled. And all the while we could hear their death chants. Red the night, dusky sky. Bloody death, didst thou die. An auspicious place for your rebirth, Offworlder. Whatever black fate awaited you in the Harkonnen slave pits waits for you no more. You are free from the bonds of servitude. Free to pursue a new destiny, whatever that may be. There's a way through the barricade, if you do as I say. Because I dragged your corpse from the wreckage and sealed you in that cave while you recovered. Because you owe me your life, Offworlder. Then I will hold you to your honor, Offworlder. Now listen, we need to capture one of their ornithopters. Their protocol is to remain aloft and kill anything that moves from above. That's where you come in. If you can slip back onto the Proteus and locate the command module, you can activate the captain's personal emergency transmitter. He's a noble. They're not allowed to let him die. Leave the rest to me. You must kill them. In other circumstances, their water would be a valuable resource. But with the Sardaukar here, we do not have time to claim them. Only those that get in your way. Think of it as a kindness. They will not survive Arrakis for long. Here, take this Communinet transceiver. It's essential for planetary communication. Now go, and be quick. The Mother Storm is upon us.
Okay, we get to the violence pretty quick then.
Stick to the shadows, Offworlder. The heat of the sun is deadly to the unprepared.
You know, I can't help but think that this whole situation could have been resolved somewhat better if he'd just not shot down the ship I was on and maybe met me at the spaceport, you know? I also have to wonder if maybe, just maybe, I might find my luggage out here somewhere. Some toiletries, toothbrush. I don't know.
The guards have sealed themselves inside. Search the prisoners for a cut array. And Offworlder, be careful. The cut array is primarily a mining tool, Offworlder. You'll need it for harvesting resources. Using it to cut open ships is an added benefit.
Aha! Bit of modern technology beats the hell out of a pickaxe. Or a bloodclock, if you're a Potterverse goblin.
The captain's room is blocked by a pentashield. You'll need a pentashield key to pass through. See if there's another way forward.
I wonder why they're called pentashields. Are they a 5-layer shield or something?
Ready your weapon, Off-Worlder. The guards won't hesitate. Neither should you.
I know this looks bad, but I swear he was dead when I got here.
Parry your opponents just as their strikes will hit you. This should stagger them, giving you a window of opportunity.
Yeah, parry her just as she's about to attack. Easier said than done. Can't wait till I have a gun. Well, that's annoying. Only one of them had any loot. Okay, do not run into the electricity. Okay, so in this game there is no point in limiting how much you drink. Good to know. Thank the Maker. No more flowers. You know, you don't have to shoot the hinges off when the door's standing open. Let's see if there's a stealth attack mode in this one. Apparently not. Okay, use a stagger attack and then hold to slow back. Okay.
A swift attack can force your enemy off balance, but only a slow blade penetrates a shield.
I definitely prefer these body shields to the shields I used in the 80s version of Dune. Those were just a little bit clunky and overly Minecrafty. I suppose that makes sense. Otherwise you'd run off during the fight and just move on with the quest.
That's the pentashield key. Once you equip it, you can pass through the shield. Get to the captain and activate that transmitter. I'll be there soon. We only need the leader. I hear I'm a wanted man.
Oi! Utland scum! I man tukta lasto breath adahung unvalo arsund. De dia abada.
I know. That's why I brought you here.
Stitch.
The Thopter will have the codes to get us through the barrier. Ever fly an Ornithopter? It's simple enough. But my leg is bad and I won't be able to work the pedals. Get ready. They'll be on us as soon as we break through. There's too many! Turn us into the storm! They won't follow.
We're going to leave it here for now. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, happy gaming. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Thanks again.